Dear students, we are now going to the English sessions of Standard 4. First we are going to the unit number 1, the seed of truth. The seed of truth is an interesting story. In that story, we meet with a character whose name is Pingala. The story tells about the importance of truth and at the same time love towards nature. So in this chapter, we can see how a child's innocence make him a prince. Shall we start? All of you have a notebook and a pen with you to write. And now we are going to the first lesson. Look here. Now we can see the first lesson, the seed of truth. And in that seed of truth, first you can see a picture. A picture showing something is falling from the sky. Something is falling from the sky. Look closely, you can find what is that. Yes, these are seedlings. Seedlings are given from the sky to some children. Why that seedlings were given to children? Whose hand is giving that seedlings? Look closely. That hand is coming from the sky through the clouds. That means that is a hand of God. And the seedlings that represents life. And it is given to children. Why? The children are considered as the children of God. So, you and every children were really blessed with God's grace. So, the seedlings that represents life, that represents truth, that represents goodness. All these goodness, truth, and every good things are given from God to you children. So this picture simply represents God's grace to you children. So why that is given to the children, not to the young, not to the elders? All the grace or all the seedlings are given to children. Why it is so? Because you are the next citizens of the world. You are the next grown up people of the world. So the good things, patience, kindness, innocence, and all the good qualities that can be given to you, and you can easily grow in your mind and you can become good people. That's why these heavenly gifts are given to you children. So now we are going to the chapter, the seed of truth, and the seedlings or the seeds that are the seeds of truth. What is truth? Truth, yes, we know that saying only true things or right things, that is truth. So we are going to the chapter seed of truth. And in that chapter, I already said there are two important items you can see. That is, one is love towards nature, and the second one is the value of innocence. Now, you are familiar with this picture. Look here. This picture is seen in your textbook, and you already did an activity regarding this through the Victor's channel program. So this is a picture of a place where there is no trees, or all the trees are there but they are cut down. Who cut down these trees? Is there any animals do this? Or is there any birds cut down the trees? No, nobody. It is only the human beings cut down all these trees. Why did they cut down these trees? What is the reason that they cut down these trees? They cut down these trees only for their benefit. Only for their benefit. They only need money. For that money, they cut down the trees and sell to get money. So, did you like a place like this? Do you want to live a place like this? What kind of a place you like? Come on, say. Then, under these, there are some questions. What kind of a place do you like? A place like this or a place full of trees? Which kind of place you like? A place like this or a place full of trees? Can you see the question? Can you see this question? Okay, please write down these questions and write your answers in the book. What kind of a place do you like? A place full of trees or a place there is no trees? What kind of a place you like? Okay, then what happened to these trees? What happened to these trees? What happened? Yes, people cut down the trees for their benefit, for money. Then the third question, who is responsible for this? Who is responsible for this? Who cut down these trees? Yes, people or men cut down these trees. Then the fourth question, how can we make our earth more green? How can we make our earth more green? How can we make our earth more green? Come on, say. Yes, by planting new trees. Okay? By planting new trees, we can make earth more and more green. Now you have an activity. If you have this picture with you, then draw the branches, twigs and leaves. You can draw branches and leaves to this picture. If the picture is available, please do the task and send the pictures. Then if there is no picture with you, you can draw the picture in your notebook and send to me through WhatsApp. Okay? If you have not that picture with you, you can draw the picture and take a photograph and send to me. And there is also another task, you color the picture. You can color that picture. Okay? Then now this is your first task. You have to draw the picture of a place where there is full of trees. Okay, now we are going back to our lesson, the seed of truth. Okay, can we go? So look here. Here is a picture of a man. He's not an ordinary man. He's a king. We can see his dress and he can easily understand that he is not an ordinary man. He is a king. Where he is standing? Yes, he is standing in a garden, a beautiful garden full of flowers, full of trees, a beautiful garden. A garden full of flowers, full of plants, then there are trees, and there will be fruits. So he is standing, that king is standing in a garden. Yes. What is the spelling of garden? Garden. Yes. You can make a word web using that garden. What are the things we can say, we can associate with that garden? You draw a word web, and in the center you have to draw a circle, and in that circle you write garden, and you can draw lines to that circle, and we can write other things related to a garden. We did a similar activity through the Victor's channel program. Okay, now we can go to the next session. Now we can go deep into the lesson. So this is a king. Do you know the name of this king? So this king is a lover of nature. That's why he is standing in a garden. So now we can go. Now look here. So the name of the king is Vidyadhara. Vidyadhara was the king of Gandhara. He was a just and wise king. The king was fond of gardening. He spent a lot of time tendering his garden, planting the finest plants, fruit trees, vegetables, and crops. His people were very happy. The king did not have children. As the king grew older, everyone got more and more worried. Who would take over the kingdom after him? Vidyadhara was a king of Gandhara. He was a just and a wise king. The king was fond of gardening. He spent a lot of time tending his garden, planting the finest plants, fruit trees, vegetables, and crops. His people were very happy. The king did not have children. As the king grew older, everyone got more and more worried. Who would take over the kingdom after him? So the name of the king is Vidyadhara, and his kingdom is Gandhara. The name of the king is Vidyadhara, and the kingdom is named as Gandhara. So long ago, there is a kingdom, Gandhara, and the king was Vidyadhara. He was a just and wise king. He was a just. That means he is very correct. He did not spend any wrong things. He always do the right things. And he is a wise king. That means he is very intelligent. He was fond of gardening. His hobby, the king's hobby, is gardening. He is very much interested in gardening. He planted fine fruits trees, then vegetables, crops, etc. He spent a lot of time tending his garden. He spent a lot of time. Most of the time, he was in his garden. He spent a lot of time. He spent much time tending his garden. Tending means he is taking care of. He is taking care of his garden, planting the finest plants. Planting the finest plants, the best plants he will plant in his garden. Then fruit trees like apple, orange, jackfruit tree, or whatever it is. Then vegetables, you all know different types of vegetables and crops. Different types of crops like rice, then wheat, like that. His people were very happy because he is a good king. He is a just and wise king. So all his people are very happy. He's a king like our Mahabali. So Mahabali is a just and wise king. Like that, Vidyadhara is also a just and wise king. So all the people in his country were very much happy. The king did not have children. That is a problem. So, even though there are happiness in this country, there is a problem. The problem is that king did not have children. As the king grew older, everyone got more and more worried. The king became older and older, so the people in this country were very much afraid. What is the problem? Who would take over the kingdom after him? Who would rule the kingdom after the death of the king? Or who would become the next king after the death of Vidyadhara? The king became older and older, and the people became more and more worried. Who would take over the kingdom after him? Can you say who would take over the kingdom? The king does not have child. If there is a boy or a girl, that boy or girl will become the next king or the queen. But here there is no children, so the king became old and old, older and older, and the people in this country became more and more worried. So, in the next sessions, we can go in detail with this lesson. This is only a first class, that's why we are stopping here. Your assignment is to prepare a word web based on the garden, and you have to read these passages more and more time. That's why you can get and understand these things. So now we are stopping the class. You have to do the assignments, and before the next class you have to submit the assignment through as photographs through WhatsApp. Thank you all.